Hey fellow wealth builders. So today I'm really excited to share this video with you where I actually sit down with a multi-millionaire and he actually goes over some really great tips and tricks when it comes to being frugal and helping him save some money. Now this gentleman is Dustin Heiner and he's actually created some wealth for himself by creating passive income through real estate. And I will actually have a link to his website in the show notes down below. If you want to go ahead and check him out, definitely do so. So make sure you stick around throughout the whole video to hear all the great tips and tricks that Dustin has to offer. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the interview. So as far as like some tips for somebody being frugal, because I think it'd be very interesting to hear from a perspective of somebody that is a multimillionaire. You know, what are some of the different things that you personally do to be able to be frugal, even though you have essentially the money to be able to spend on the things you want?
So in being frugal as a millionaire, I'm frugal in a bigger scale, like a much bigger scale. Now, I know a lot of people would understand the perspective of you buy a car, you want to buy it for as low as possible, right? Everybody understands that. So because I have more money, I do it at a different scale. Like when I buy a house, I am always negotiating every single price. So being a millionaire, when I'm buying another rental property, I look at every penny as, like the saying goes, a penny saved is a penny earned. So I'm always trying to save a penny. So when I buy a house, I buy a rental property, they're asking $200,000 for the house. I offer them $150,000. Who knows? Some people might say, well, $150,000, you're really, trying to screw it to them. I'm like, no, not necessarily. What if they only owe $25,000 on it? They really need to get out of the jam. They're in a divorce. They have so many issues. I'm helping them out. I look at them, I'm not forcing them to buy it or to sell the house to me. So the perspective is that I'm helping them out. And at the same time, I'm helping myself and my family to have money coming in. So the bigger scale would be, I'm absolutely negotiating every single thing down, from buying a car to buying a house to even just going to a store. Like, is there any possible way, can you come down on the price? So that's a big general overview of how I view as a millionaire.
So obviously, yeah, so being a millionaire, you have that little bit more because of the fact that you can buy houses and so you can do those negotiations. And we were talking about it before in the philosophy episode where, getting started early on before you become a millionaire actually will get you to be able to have more money while you become a millionaire because you build up these habits. Mm-hmm. So I like that idea of negotiation because I think it really can do wonders. Now, obviously, go into like a Walmart, you can't be negotiating, but...
I would say that. I would say, hey, there's a scratch on this. Like, this is really... I literally do that. In fact, I just bought, I went to Home Goods. I was at Home Goods and they were selling this bed, it's like a chest thing. And it was literally broken. All it was the hinges, like the screws fell out. That's all it was. And it was offset. I said, hey, can you come down on that price? It was $120. And I could easily just, pay cash for it right then. But I said, hey, could you come down on the price? Lifted up the lid. Well, would 90 be okay? I'm like, absolutely. Let's do 90 bucks. Let's do it. So yes.
Okay, so there you go. So I think that's a wonderful tip actually. So that even if you go to these like Walmarts and Targets and all these other places, if something is actually cosmetically wrong or damaged, what's the harm in asking, right?
Here's my perspective when negotiating, it's not really negotiating. All you need to do is say, can you work with me on the price? That's literally because my wife hates negotiating. She knows that I love it. So you do it. I'm like, okay, I got to do it because I love it. But if anybody hates doing it, like I try to encourage my wife, all you got to do is say, can you come down on the price? Just that one sentence. Can you do anything on the price? Can you come down on the price? Don't even and haggle. How about I pay this and how about, don't even do that. Just say, can you come down on the price? So, if you say that opens up the...
So don't offer like a price point. Just say, hey, like if you point out some flaw with it, because I've actually talked about it in a video where I was doing it, where I was buying a pre-owned car, and one of my tips was actually calling out all the mistakes or problems with the vehicle, because that way, because I bought my car from Craigslist, so it was something where I was going around, I noticed all like the scratches, the dents, these things that were wrong, and so when it came to the negotiation point, I was like, they already heard me kind of mention those like little things. So taking in that to even that extreme of saying, hey, I'm at the, Walmart and I want to buy this toaster or something like that. And maybe like it's the last one on the shelf and it was the model and like, hey, can you go lower on the price? And maybe they could do like 10% off for like the showroom model or whatever the case may be. But that's a really great tip because I think that can help people save a little bit here and there, especially when it's things we need.
I don't want to skip over the fact that and I completely agree. We could easily skip over the facts. So I'm definitely a millionaire twice over. I still shop at Walmart. Like, I literally go to Walmart and buy stuff there at Walmart. I shop at Walmart because I'm like, hey, it's a good deal and I'm saving money. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's a huge tip, is go and spend money where it's actually going to be, go the furthest. And Walmart's a great way to go.
So I think there's an interesting kind of like segue to that too. And I would assume maybe this might be the same thing, but I think a lot of times people maybe don't want to go to Walmart or other like retail stores for different reasons, right? And I know a lot of people like to go to Starbucks for Starbucks, but technically that kind of coffee, you can get it from other places as well. So I think sometimes we spend money a little bit more, I don't want to say for like the name brand. Mm-hmm. So it's like, is name brand important to you? Is that like...
On certain things, but majority, I'd say 90% of things, no.
So before we continue on with this awesome interview, let me know if you're getting some great value out of this by hitting that like button down below. Helps out this video and the channel continue to grow. And then let us know in the comments down below, do you have any frugal tips that you want to pass along to help share with the community? I would love to hear from you in the comments below. With that being said, let's hop back into the video.
So here's a tip that I want to give. So since I have money, it's easier for me to say this, and I understand if you don't, it's really hard. So I will go to Walmart and buy these tennis shoes for the kids, and Walmarts are pretty poor in my opinion, or at least the kids, they wear them out so fast. I remember being a kid wearing shoes for like 5 years. And I'm like, Mom, can't you buy me new shoes? No, they're still fine. But these ones, they're falling apart. And so instead of buying, $20 shoes over like every 6 months, $20, if I just spend like $80 or $60 or $70, just a higher price point, better quality. This is just one example. So there's many things. And so you want to look at, you buy a better quality that's going to last you longer.
So there's like different levels of frugality where sometimes it is better to buy something that's cheaper, but then other times it might be better to buy something that's a little bit more expensive long as the quality is higher. So, and I know there's a lot of other examples in that regard as well too, as far as what you're buying versus what you're actually gonna have last as long as possible.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's a really good point as well too. So it's like it's not just looking at the price; it's sometimes the quality as well. So that's a great tip. I think that can go a long way for people, and that's not. I don't think that's to justify always spending more, but I think it's a way to say, hey, you know what? If you can make that certain item work for a long enough time. I think I know sometimes with like clothing, right? Mm-hmm. Like sometimes if you buy like really cheap clothing, they will deteriorate a lot faster than some higher quality ones.
Absolutely.
But you have to make sure that there's a nice balance, because if you're spending $100 on a shirt, but it's only going to last you for so long because you're not going to use it all the time, versus buying a $5 shirt that's going to last you at least 8 months, and then you're going to get sick and tired of it regardless.
Yes.
I think there's some like balances in that.
So another tip that I would have is, as I'm driving anywhere, I keep an eye up. Like on my car, I literally have like, it tells you how much miles you're going per gallon. And so I know that if I drive at like 75 or 73 miles an hour, I back it off and I'm actually go farther. Like I have better gas mileage, like 18 miles a gallon as opposed to 15, things like that. So I keep an eye on the things that I can affect that save me money. And even like you mentioned a little while ago, wear and tear on tires, or just things in general. Plus I'm even safer. So that kind of goes in like mind. But even just anything that I do, I think of how in the world can I save more money? Like watering my yard. Another one is, like when I water my yard, it costs a lot of money to actually have the sprinklers come on, and if you have overwater and all that stuff, it just wastes money and wastes water. And so I tweak all of my sprinklers to make sure that they are very, very efficient. And so what it comes down for me is to being as efficient as possible in everything in life, and cutting down as much money as comes out of my pocket as possible. So I'm looking at everything in my life, and this is a big practical tip. Everything that you do from day to day, look at how you can do it better, more efficiently, and save money, as opposed to, let me just throw money at it. Try to be more efficient instead of doing that.
Yeah, I think that's a great tip. And I kind of see that in myself when you're talking about it, is that being efficient is such a great way, because there's things that you can do that are frugal but maybe don't really benefit you long term. Mm-hmm. So it's something in that mindset of like saying, okay, well, is this really going to be practical for me to be able to save money, save time, and get something that I want out of it? So we talked about how, being frugal and being intentional with being frugal can lead you to be able to do more things that you want to do. Like for your family is traveling, you guys like to do that. So that gives you the opportunity because you're intentional, but you're also making sure that you're not wasting that time.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to do a very quick lightning round of just a few other ones, because I know we go into a little bit more detail with some of the other tips that we gave. So what are like some quick 5 frugal tips that you can think of.
Okay, so one, definitely I've said it, cutting my kids' hair, but I'm going to leave that one aside. Another one is my wife started knitting, and she also gets my daughters into knitting. So they're knitting beanies, or even knitting gloves, even birthday presents for like 1-year-old. My wife's making knitting things like that, so that's saving us a ton of money. Let's see. Also, figuring out where I'm going to buy gas. Like just going to any gasoline station. I mean, a lot of people probably already do this. Like I use the gas app, Gas Buddy.
Okay.
I think is the app that I use, and so I'm like, make sure I'm getting the cheapest price gas at all possible. Usually it's Costco. That's usually where I found it's usually the best. Let's see. Another one would be, instead of doing anything or paying anybody to do any work around the house, I'm used to construction. So because of me and my personality and what I've been, my experiences, I know construction. And so like I know that I like the tile that you see on the ground here, I laid because I can do it and I like doing it and I want to save money. You know, instead of paying somebody $2,000 to put it in tile, I'm like, that's $2,000. It'll take me a day. I'll literally save myself $2,000. Well, shoot, I can go on another trip. You know, that $2,000.
Yeah.
I cut my own hair.
Yeah.
I'm a guy, so it's really easy. I just get clippers, and I've done it since I was in college. Like one thing I learned in college, two things. Number one, it's really expensive. So number two, how to cut my own hair. So I cut my own hair because it's so easy. It takes me like 10 minutes, and I cut my own hair, and it saves me, I don't know, $25. Well, $25, I have plenty of money. I could easily spend that. I could go there every day and be totally fine, but I don't want to. I want to save my money to be able, travel and do things like that. So, and then all my kids, my wife cuts the girls' hair, I cut the boys' hair. I live in a smaller house than I really would either want or desire and need. Like we have 4 kids. And we're literally living in a 1,200 square foot house. Yeah. We got 3 bedrooms, one's ours, and the 2 boys and 2 girls have their own room.
Yeah, and I think, so the interesting thing about that, and sometimes people will like watch these videos and say, well, that's too extreme for me. Like 4 kids in a 1,200 foot square house, like it just doesn't work. Mm-hmm. And like he was saying, like that's fine, like that's okay. But just look for other places. Now, obviously, having a smaller house means usually, depending on where you live, smaller mortgage or less.
Well, I literally don't have a mortgage because I invest in.
Well, you don't.
Yeah. Sorry. The reason why I don't is because I invest in real estate. I love that my wife is extremely frugal. She goes to Walmart and Winco and other like.
I love Winco, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So she buys so many great things that are lower in price, but they still taste good. But my wife's a fantastic cook.
I think you made a great point, because I was actually talking to your wife when I first came over here, and she was talking about how she actually cooks everything from scratch.
Yes.
And so generally that will actually potentially save you a little bit more money and also give you a lot healthier food.
Yes.
And that sometimes even get you more quantities of that food too. So I mean, without saying it, I think that's also another tip from you guys as well.
So I hope you enjoyed this video with Dustin Heiner. Click on this video right over here so you can keep watching more of this interview.